welcome back to the vlog. Welcome to my very first drive with me in my brand new car. This is going to be a drive with me and Q&A while I answer all of the questions you guys asked me about my post-grad plans. I ordered a car mount for my camera, so you guys are currently suction cupped to my windshield and my camera is actually filming upside down, which is weird. I was planning on doing this video a lot earlier in the year, but my plans kind of changed and a lot of things changed, and honestly I didn't really have a plan for a long time, so this video kind of got delayed. So all of these questions are from a little while ago, but I have a feeling that they're all still relevant. So I'm going to be running some errands while I'm answering these questions and doing this little drive with me. I'm going to head to Starbucks first. Obviously, we're gonna get a little drink. Then I have some things I need to return to Amazon, and I want to check out my mailbox because I am expecting a piece of mail from a brand, and they said that they would notify me if I got a package, but I haven't gotten anything, so I wanna just check, see if there's anything there, and answer all your questions. So let's head out right now. Let's head over to Starbucks and get started on this drive with me. So if you guys are new here, first of all, hello and welcome. My name is Charlotte. I am a lifestyle and productivity vlogger here on YouTube. I just graduated from the University of Michigan back in April, so I am a fresh college graduate, and most of the questions that we're gonna be answering in this video are kind of about my post-grad plans, what I'm going to be doing now that I've graduated, what my plans are going forward. Am I moving? Am I getting a job? Like, what is going on? So I kind of have grouped all of the questions that you guys asked into different categories because a lot of the questions were very similar, which makes sense. Question number one is kind of like, how am I feeling now that I've graduated? Like, how am I feeling about the next steps into college, or into like the post-college world rather? I gotta tell you guys, I'm sad and happy at the same time. Like, there's a lot of conflicting feelings, which I'm not used to. Usually I'm on kind of like a one emotion train, and I'm not used to feeling like such intense excitement for the future, but at the same time feeling like I really miss school and I really miss college. So I'm feeling a lot of different things is basically the short answer to that question. I absolutely loved my junior and my senior year of college when I was at the University of Michigan. If you guys didn't know, I transferred into the University of Michigan. I went to a different school for my first 2 years of college, and those first 2 years were not great, which is why I ended up transferring. But my junior and my senior year at Michigan were phenomenal. Like, I just had such good friends, such good experiences. Like, COVID was coming to an end, so we could like get back out into the world and socialize again, and that was just so nice. And now that I'm back home, I do feel kind of isolated, and I miss that part of my life deeply. So I definitely do miss aspects of college. So that is the short answer there. Definitely missing college, but trying my best to also be excited for the future. Also, we have arrived at Starbucks, so I'm going to be doing my little order. This line is pretty long, so let's do another question. Okay, the next question is, do I have any plans to go to grad school? And even though I really do miss college, like I talked about in the answer to the previous question, I don't see myself going to grad school anytime soon. I don't know if I would ever go to grad school, honestly. I'm not against it, like I would definitely consider it, but I don't have any plans to go to grad school. I am not going to grad school in the fall. For me, I feel like college was kind of my way to like further my education after high school and get a feel for what I wanted to do, and now I feel like I want to go into the marketing field, the communications field, like I studied in college, and like really go out into the world and see what it's like. I've been doing school since kindergarten. Like, I went kindergarten straight through high school, straight to college, so I'm ready to kind of take a break from being a student. Next up, I got a lot of questions about traveling. Now that I've graduated, am I planning on doing any traveling? Yes, actually. So my roommates Morgan and Rose and I did a post-grad, like graduation trip down to Disney World in Florida. We did that back at the beginning of May. I posted a vlog about it. I will link it for you guys. But it was so much fun. It was such a blast. We were there for like 5 days, I think, and it was just such a great experience. Like, I just loved every minute of it. So that was a really, really fun trip. And then actually my mom and I are going on this big like week and a half long road trip. We're leaving tomorrow. So the backstory on that is that all of my stuff is still at my apartment in Michigan. So we're gonna do this cross-country road trip. We're gonna stop at a bunch of fun places along the way and then eventually make our way back to Michigan and get all my stuff. So we're gonna be gone, I think, for 8 days, and we're gonna be driving all over the country. We're going, so I live in Maine right now, if you guys didn't know. So we're gonna be going from Maine down to Pennsylvania, down to North Carolina, across to Tennessee, up to Michigan, over to Niagara Falls, the Canada side this time, and then we're gonna make our way back home. So it's really like this loop around the eastern United States, like the eastern quarter of the country. And I am super excited, and we're leaving for that tomorrow.
Can I get anything started for you this morning?
Good morning. No food for me this morning, just a drink.
Alrighty, what can I get started for you?
Could I please just do a venti strawberry acai lemonade? Hi.
610. Here's up for you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, cheers. It's delicious, by the way. Next up, we are going to my little mailbox. Like, I call it a P.O. box, but it's actually not a P.O. box, it's different. But we're going there, and it's quite literally down the street. Like, you could walk between the Starbucks and the UPS store where the P.O. box is. So, I'm not gonna answer a question between them because I don't think I have time. I'm going to run in and check my mailbox, and then I will be right back. We are back. I just checked my mailbox. The package that I'm expecting from the brand is not in yet, but I got a cute card. This is from Lisa Ashby, so shout out to Lisa. Lisa comments on all my videos, and her comments are always the sweetest things ever. It's so cute. Lisa, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for supporting my channel. And for these encouraging words, they mean the world to me. I can't thank you enough. Next stop, we have to go downtown to Whole Foods because I need to drop off my Amazon returns. And unfortunately for me, I am super directionally challenged. So I do need to turn on my GPS, even though it is most definitely a like 5-minute drive. So we're gonna turn on the directions. I'm going
head northeast toward Foley Farm Road.
Thanks. The next question that a lot of people asked was about my content and like what kind of videos I'm gonna be doing now that I've graduated and I won't be doing college content anymore. So I'm definitely still figuring that out, and it's going to be like dependent on what kind of job I get and if I'm like allowed to vlog about my job. But I definitely am going to keep doing YouTube. I'm going to keep making content. This job is the best thing in the world. It means so much to me. It just makes me so happy, and I love connecting with you guys. So fear not, I will definitely be continuing to vlog and continuing to do YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. My content is probably just going to shift from college lifestyle into like regular lifestyle, or like young professional kind of lifestyle, like work days in my life or work weeks in my life, rather than college days or college weeks. I also want to focus a little more on just like feel good, like feeling your best self kind of content, sort of like the monthly reset vlog vibes. So like setting goals for yourself and like being your best self, those kinds of videos I always think are really fun, and they actually help me like achieve those goals, like being the best version of myself or any of that kind of stuff. So that kind of content is really exciting for me, and that's kind of what I want to do. But it's definitely going to be very similar to what I have been doing, what I did while I was in college, just focusing on kind of like my lifestyle and my life, and sharing that with you guys. The next question that a lot of people wanted to know was about my job search, what kind of jobs I'm looking for, what industry I want to go into, what my dream job would be. So I majored in communications and media in college, and I kind of did like an unofficial minor in marketing. So I really want to go into that like marketing and strategic communications industry. like advertising, PR, that sort of thing is just really exciting for me. It makes me really happy. It's the kind of work that I really enjoy doing. So that is the industry that I want to go into. I don't necessarily have like a dream job. I think ultimately my dream job would be to have my own business or to like be my own boss. I kind of have like a little taste of that here with social media and with YouTube. So maybe like running my own business one day would be super cool. But for right now, I don't have like a dream job in mind. A lot of the titles like for the jobs that I'm applying to are like marketing coordinator or like communications and marketing specialist. Those are kinds of like the names of the positions that I'm applying for. So that's kind of, that gives you guys like an idea of what I'd be doing. But mainly I would be working on like social media and promotional campaigns for clients, like for companies and brands. But I just really enjoy branding. It's one of the reasons I have my own like personal brand. I just think branding is really, really cool. So that is the industry that I want to go into. That is kind of where all of my experience lies. That is sort of my update on the job situation. Then the question that everybody wanted to know, this was by far the most asked category of questions. I had like, I think 12 different variations of this question, which is, where am I moving? Where am I going? Like, what is my plan? Am I relocating to a new city? The answer is yes, I'm planning to move to a new city. Follow-up questions are, where am I moving? A little bit of backstory. I went to school in Michigan, in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Then after I graduated, I came back here, back to Portland, Maine, which is my hometown. That is where I'm currently living for the summer. I'm living just like back in my childhood home, like with my parents, and I'll be living here until I move to my new city and get my new apartment, which is of course dependent on jobs for me. This is such horrible timing because I'm pulling into the parking lot as I'm trying to answer this question that you guys all desperately want to know the answer to. So we are just going to park and I'm going to answer this question for you guys. So this is not set in stone. I'm hesitating to even tell this to you guys because, like I've mentioned a couple times, plans change. Like desires change. I thought I wanted to go to Washington, D.C., but then I had changed my mind. So this is like my tentative plan for this very moment. Like this could change tomorrow, but I've been hesitating to share with you guys and kind of feeling like, oh, I don't want to announce it if it's not going to end up being where I go. And then I was like, you know what? If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'll update you guys if it doesn't happen or if my plans change or if I have to go somewhere else. Like I will let you all know if and when that time comes, but I'm not going to like not tell you guys about something that I'm really excited about just because I'm nervous that it might not happen. Like I'm instead going to look at this as an opportunity to manifest this city that I'm going to move to as being my city. Like rather than being like, oh, I hope I can go to this city, I am going to tell you guys as a way to kind of like hold myself accountable to like applying to jobs in this city and really trying to get down there. Again, not set in stone. I do not have an apartment in this city yet. There's no like concrete plan for me to move there. This is just what I want to do if all goes according to plan. Oh, I'm nervous. I want to move down to Raleigh, North Carolina once I get a job and can kind of like set out on my own. Woo! That's so exciting. I haven't like announced that to the vlog yet. This is the first time. I identified Raleigh for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want to be a little bit further south. I'm from Maine. I went to school in Michigan. Those are both very northern states and they get so miserably cold and so dark and gray and gloomy in the winter, and I'm really looking to move to a place where there's just a little more sun and it's a little warmer. Raleigh fit that category. Raleigh is also being very well regarded right now as one of the best places for young professionals to move to. I think it was rated like number 3 in the country of like up and coming cities for young professionals and college grads. I also wanted kind of like a smaller city. I'd kind of identified in the past like Boston, New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C. And those are all very like, I think of them as like first tier cities. They are huge, they are cities. And that just feels really big and really daunting for me to consider like setting out on my own, really like moving out and going somewhere on my own for the first time, and it being somewhere like New York City and it's like huge, like living in the city. So I really wanted kind of like a smaller, I consider them like secondary cities. It's just like a little bit smaller, a little more like Ann Arbor-esque. So that is another way that I kind of identified Raleigh as a place that I wanted to go. Super, super exciting. Raleigh, North Carolina. It's out there. manifesting it. But I'm going to stop sitting alone in my car in this parking lot talking to a camera because I'm starting to get some weird looks. And I'm going to run into the Whole Foods, return my Amazon packages, and then we're gonna drive home. And I've got a couple more questions that I want to answer for you guys. Following up where we left off on the roommate slash apartment search situation, I don't have a super clear picture of what I'm looking for. I can't go that way. I'm lost. Okay, sorry everybody. I haven't started my apartment search really at all because it is going to be very dependent on what kind of job I get, how much money I'm making, what I can afford, all of that kind of stuff. So I mean, I've done like a preliminary search of like apartments in Raleigh and kind of what they look like, what I'd be able to afford, but I haven't really started looking yet because I haven't landed a job yet, and I don't want to try and like bite off more than I can chew by getting an apartment first before I get a job. But kind of my dream list, I'm gonna do a whole separate video, manifesting once again. I'm gonna do a whole separate video, I'm going straight, on, am I going straight? I hope so. I think all of these people are also, y'all better be turning, cause nope, they're all going straight. Oh God. Okay, this may go poorly. We're all about to find out together. Oh, wonderful. I'm in the right lane. Good for me. That never happens. I am planning on doing a whole like apartment hunting video, potentially a series, depending on how long it takes, how many apartments I have to look at, all of that good stuff. So that video is going to, do not have a timeline for that video. It'll be happening later in the summer, but don't expect it anytime soon. But once I do film that video and once I kind of get my hand around like what is gonna be happening in the near future with my job situation and my financial situation, I will be able to have a clearer update for you guys. Somebody asked if I'd be living with roommates or living alone. I would like to live alone. I lived with roommates in college and they were phenomenal, and honestly I'm scared that if I were to get different roommates, like if I were to go the roommate route again, that they just would not be able to live up to my college roommate experience. So I kind of like don't want to chance it. I've always wanted to live alone and kind of experience that and see what it's like and see if I enjoy it and see if it's right for me. Okay, to wrap this up, I got a lot of people requesting advice and tips on a couple various topics. So I'm going to do my best to give some advice and give some tips, but just a disclaimer, I really do not feel qualified to give out advice on some of the questions that you guys asked, like some of the topics you requested advice on. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not an expert in any of these fields. Like, this is just all the advice that I'm giving is like my personal opinion. Like, don't take it as law or like anything like that. I don't know. I get nervous about like giving out advice because I don't always feel super qualified to give out advice. So like somebody asked for advice and like tips for the post-grad job search, and like, bestie, I also want tips for the post-grad job search. Like, I don't really feel qualified to give out advice on that topic because like I don't have a job. I'm still in my college job, my post-grad job search. So like, it's not like I had some huge success in searching for a post-grad job, and now I can give you guys like my recipe for success. So I'm a little hesitant to like give any advice because I don't really know what I'm doing either. But I guess just what I've been doing is sending out as many applications as possible. And I used to hate when people would give that advice because it stressed me out to no end. People would just be like, oh, just throw in an application. And that would always really bother me because I'd be like, it's not just that simple to just throw something in. Like, it takes a lot of work to apply and do your resume and write your cover letter and pull together your writing samples or your portfolio or like all of that kind of stuff. So I do recognize that it's not that simple to just pull together an application, but as many as you can do without feeling burnt out or exhausted, try and send in those applications. I shoot for like 5 or 10 a month on the low end and like maybe like 30 to 50 on the high end. Like yesterday I applied for 9 jobs, but I'm also trying really hard to get a job in a certain area. So I don't know. My other advice would be try not to take anything personally. If like you apply for jobs and you don't get a response, or if you get rejected, there's no way on earth that it's personal. It's never personal. It's just numbers. It's also something to keep in mind. I don't know if this is like common knowledge or not, but a lot of times employers are required to post the job listing online, but they just end up hiring somebody internally from the company anyway. So the job listing is just a formality. Like they're not actually hiring somebody out from the world to fill that position. So like if you don't get hired for that job, it's not that there's anything wrong with you or your application. It's just that they weren't actually looking for outside candidates anyway. That's sort of my advice in that sphere. I hope it's helpful a little bit. Somebody asked for tips on dealing with post-grad sadness. I feel you hardcore on that. I too had a lot of post-grad sadness. I think I cried every single day of my last week and a half of college, and then cried again every single day of the week that my roommates and I all moved out. So I definitely felt a lot of post-grad sadness. I'm right there with you. My biggest tip for that would be to just let yourself feel your feelings. Don't try to like rationalize them away, or like try your best not to feel guilty if you're like feeling sad or feeling upset, because those are totally normal feelings and you're valid for having those feelings. It's a huge life change. And I have found that the more I just like let myself be sad and kind of get over it naturally, I got over it faster than being like, well, this is silly, like I shouldn't be sad about this, and like kind of bottling it up and putting it away. Like that never works. Then the last question I'm gonna kind of put together, it's advice for like high schoolers who are looking to like put together their best college application, and advice for people like in their first year of college or like earlier in their college journey. And my advice for both of those situations, both of those scenarios, is the same. My advice is to get into activities and clubs that mean something to you. It bothered me to no end in high school when people would just sign up for a bunch of clubs that they don't even care about, just so it would look good on their resume or look good on their college application. So my advice would be, instead of trying to sign up for a million things and spreading yourself too thin, sign up for the things that really matter to you. Like my freshman and sophomore year of college, I was in an a cappella group because I love to sing and I love music. My junior and senior year, I joined a sorority because I wanted to make friends and I wanted to like see what that part of college was like, because I didn't have any exposure to that my freshman and sophomore year. So I wasn't like super involved in high school or in college, but the things that I was involved in, I really gave my all to, and they really meant a lot to me. So that would be my biggest advice. Like, don't just load up your schedule with a bunch of stuff that you don't care about just to make it look good on a college application, or like look good on a resume. Really do the things that you're passionate about. That is actually such flawless timing. I'm about to pull into my driveway, so way to go everybody on timing out the questions and the drive time. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little post-grad Q&A and drive with me. I hope it was able to answer some of your burning questions and kind of give you guys a better idea of what's coming next for me and what's coming next for my channel. Again, everything that I said in this video is subject to change. This is all just based on like where I'm at currently. So like maybe I'll get a job in California and go out to California. Chances of that happening, slim to none, but still slim, you know? Like there's still a possibility. So things may change. I'm gonna keep you guys updated, but I'm really tired of just being like, oh, like the city I'm going to. Like, no, I'm targeting Raleigh, North Carolina. That's what I wanna do. I wanna do like marketing, advertising, and communications in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's out there. Thank you guys for asking such awesome questions. This was actually super fun. I haven't done a Q&A in such a long time. I think I haven't done one since Vlogmas. So this was super fun. I love Q&As. Maybe I'll do another one super soon. I may do some over on my Instagram during my road trip with my mom, because we're gonna be on the road for like 7, 8, and 9 hours a day. So if you have any more burning questions, keep them in mind. Keep an eye out on my Instagram. It's linked down in the description below if you wanna go check it out. I'm also going to be vlogging parts of that trip, so keep an eye out for those videos coming soon, probably later in July and like early in August. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it for me down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I know a lot of you guys came here for the college content, but I really hope you guys stick around now that we are done with the college content, because there's so much exciting life to live out there and I can't wait to document it and share it all with you guys. So be sure to stick around and subscribe to the channel if you want to experience it all together and come along for the ride. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.
So let us dance
Bye,
this night
guys.
away.